lot of people, especially to people who are into your niche.
Right.
So if I were to summarize what I am trying to say, if you start with performance marketing, scale with organic, a good mix of organic plus performance marketing, and multiply with WhatsApp marketing.
Okay.
Because
Great.
that's how you
I
can
think
uh,
that's definitely a power tip what you are sharing with us in terms of using WhatsApp marketing as well. And that WhatsApp marketing always comes once you have a data in place. So data of your prospects, data of your consumers who have tried and tested your particular product. And definitely it takes a lot of consistency, and your particular content should relate to your target audience so that they will be able to utilize this. So coming to Vaibhav, I would like to know, ask you at Karmic Beauty, what exactly have you implemented in terms of low budget marketing hacks, which has helped you in terms of your online visibility journey? So can you share something which has been very, very useful at Karmic Beauty, which people can learn from and implement in their journey?
I just want to add few things. First, I want to piggyback on Takki's question and answer a very, very simple point, which it's important for all the new age founders, who are trying to launch their brand. Um, Everybody wants to launch a new brand. Everybody wants to be out there, creating a D2C brand, wants to jump into entrepreneurship. But I think the fundamental question to ask is, how are you going to make it better for the consumer from the existing set of products? आप जब तक ये आंसर नहीं देने वाले हो कुछ नहीं होएगा. I think performance and organic marketing, these are all buzzwords. The reality is consumer looking for a product that you have created or not? That's the first question to answer. And you have to keep it very simple. If people in your circle around you, if they are ready to pay the price for the product, whatever you are trying to make, then maybe you have a winner. I want to just briefly touch upon the example of the whole truth, because the founder there had already created a business model by supplying, or by offering the goods made at his home to his office friends and employees. He has said at multiple times in his interviews. So there was already a product market fit, PMF, which everybody touches upon. So there was already a product market fit. People were already liking the products. His job was to, kind of make it bigger and manufacture it at scale, which eventually he did. But you have to know, and everybody has to know, that there is a demand for the product that you're trying to launch. Either it's a new product, or it's a betterment of the existing product, or it's a convenience in your product offering. There could be several ways to look at this problem solution approach. So that would be my first, biggest takeaway for everybody. Uh, Coming back to, the question that Ashish, you are asking. So, um, as I come from a very big background, it was very easy for me to burn crores and crores. But I did not take that route because I knew that in the performance marketing game, the one who has more money will succeed. It's not somebody who has more organic reach or who has a better product. It's always more money will sell better. Tiki had picked up on the example of Mamaearth. I think it's a beautiful example. They were early movers, so early movers will always have an advantage. But having said that, we had beautiful example of Avimi Herbals also, where Nanaji's story sold very well because it's relatable. It's a Saas Bahu concept, everybody could relate to that because हमारी patriarchal society है. So people will believe into that, if it comes from Dadaji, Nanaji, we will like to hear those stories. So I think quite relatable from that perspective. So they had that from the very beginning, and I'm sure there was a merit in the products that they were making. Um, and competing with, bigger giants like, Dabur or, Baidyanath, and several others, Patanjali, which were all kind of offering their products. So for me, the biggest learning and most important learning is not to burn money to get a customer who will not stick with me. So for me, education about the product, about the brand was fundamental. I started from that, so you have to keep it basic, bare essentials, and keep it as simple. There's a KISS approach in the marketing, which is keep it simple and stupid. So I think you have to follow that. If you can't explain your offering, your product to, a 3-year-old, you can never sell it towards the marketing, get any agency in the world. It will never sell. So you have to really, really, crystallize and keep the simplest form of your product for to educate the consumer. Second thing we did was, we worked on the before and after photos to bring the authenticity. Initial few months for me were just, getting the product out, getting it, getting the feedback from the market that it is actually working in the way we had planned it. And in our case, the results were astounding. मतलब जो मैंने सोचा भी नहीं था मुझे वैसा वाला feedback मिल गया, which I can share to the group here, and it has also been, communicated in our marketing stories. Our consumers came back saying, that our Karmic Beauty shampoo is better than Kerastase and Olaplex, and which are the gold standards when it comes to worldwide usage of, beauty products like the hair care products. And when I started out, I did not think of these two brands. It's the consumers, who made me realize that the product is as good as them, and not just nationally in India but also overseas. So that really, boosted my confidence a lot, and I could, speak that in my marketing communication as well. So a lot of times, you might have a certain assertion about your product or a certain story about your product, but consumers are the one who will teach you the best. सच तो consumers को ही पता होता है, आपको नहीं पता होता as a founder कभी भी. Then another thing, which has worked very well for all the D2C founders, some of the big ones also, is the founder-led stories. जब भी founder सामने आके बात करता है, लोग सुनते हैं. Having the biggest face in the industry or having a most beautiful face in the industry does not work every time. The founder has to come and speak, कि ये क्यों बनाया product, what are the merits of the product, why it matters. My story I can tell better than anybody else on this earth. So it is important that, when you are starting out as a D2C, you have your founder stories, coming out. कुछ और भी नहीं है अगर, just keep popping out your founder stories on Instagram, YouTube, or any channel that you have. Another thing is, which generally people like to see is, that what is the behind the scenes story. How has your product been formulated? What kind of, ingredient you're using. If it's even it's for, non-perishable goods also. मेरा तो perishable है because it has a expiry date. But for non-perishable goods also, if I am buying a photo frame, I'd like to understand, who are the people who are working on this? What is the metal that are being used? Is there anything that the founder is telling me plus about the product which other market products do not have? I would be really curious about these things. So when we get onto Instagram, I think everybody wants to, of course, consume entertainment based content, but at the same time, there is education and there is discovery which is there, and that discovery and education will come from the founder. कि देखो हमने ये किया. In fact, now the most beautiful reels do not get the eyeballs, the most basic reels do, and it's a reality. Because when something is made up, you don't want to see it because you think it is not real, it's fabricated a lot. So you have to keep it really, really basic. हाँ, मतलब गारंटी से बोल सकता हूँ आपके इंस्टाग्राम फीड पे, if you have something, which is beautifully done, you will probably, escape. If something is very real, लगता है कि कुछ इसमें सेटिंग में कुछ चेंज किया ही नहीं है, that's where, the authenticity, the rawness of the founder or the product or the brand comes across. So that would be my other very strong, assertion here. And apart from this, in our case, we did not spend money only and only on performance marketing. It was very important that for Karmic Beauty, we have developed this halo around the brand. There are other things. Brand is just not, what the performance marketing says. So if you see on my, other social channels, whether it is LinkedIn or YouTube or Instagram, my own personal channel on Instagram, there is a thing about the whole brand, that we are created because we want to have the organic appeal about the brand. This is also linked to the fact, that while everybody talks about the ROAS, I think ROI is important. So ROAS में आप में performance आएगी, but there is a built-in organic sale that happens, which is captured by ROI. So I would advise everybody to, look at that.